So we'll come up here to our primary menu bar and we'll click Services. And on the Services page, we'll click Enable Visual Builder. And we're going to choose a pre-made layout again. So we'll come over here, click Browse Layouts. And this time I'm going to come over to the left, and under Categories, I'm going to check the box next to Business. And this will only show the layout packs that have to do with business. And I'm going to scroll down here till I see one that I like. Kind of like the software marketing layout pack. So I'm going to click it. And I'm just going to go through these pages real quick till I find one that I think would work well for a services page. I like this landing page. I think this one would work well. I want to view the live demo so I can see it full screen. Yeah, I think this will work well as a services page. So I'm going to click this off, and I'm going to click Use this layout. And it should take less than 1 minute to import the layout. It's pretty fast. There we go. Okay, the first thing I want to do is I want to get rid of this purple background. It doesn't really match our website color scheme. So we'll come up here to the section settings, click the gear icon, click background, and I'm going to choose my first color gradient. So I'll navigate to my website folder. And here's my first color. Copy, close this. Paste. And my second color. That looks good. I'm going to keep the gradient direction at 60 degrees. If I wanted to, I could change the gradient direction, and as I slide this, you can see it changes. But I want to keep it at 60, so I'll bring it back. I like how that looks. Just wanted to show you that option. Save the changes. And I'll come down here, and I want to add the same background color to this section. So I'll choose the color gradient icon, add background gradient, and I'll choose my first color. Second color. And you can see the gradient direction is a little bit different because it defaults at 180. So I need to slide this back till we get to 60. There we go. Save the changes. And now this section here. Copy. Right click, paste. Next color. Click this off. And it's set to 60 as well. Save the changes. That looks nice. Okay, next I want to change this to say services. And I also want all the titles to be the same font, which will be Montserrat, so we can keep our font consistent throughout the website. So I'll click the gear icon here, and I'll highlight this, and you can see it's a heading 1. Go to Design, Heading Text. We see that heading 1 is Poppins. And let me see, I believe the other headings are also Poppins. Let's check. This is a heading 2, Design, Heading Text, H2. Yep, it's Poppins as well. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in this text module, and I'll change this to services. And we'll go to Design tab, Heading Text, and we'll change this to Montserrat. There we go. And since I want to change all the headings to be the same font, I'm going to use the extend styles again. So in order to make this easy, I'm going to click H2, and I'm going to change this to Montserrat. And that way all the H2 titles like the one we just saw, will also change the Montserrat. So we'll come up here to these three dots. We'll click these three dots here. We'll click Extend Heading Styles. And we want to extend this heading text styles to all text throughout this page. We'll click Extend. Save the changes. And now if I come down here and go into this text module, Design, Heading Text, H2, you can see it's Montserrat. And this should be the same. Design, Heading Text, H2, yep. These are all Montserrat now. Perfect. Okay, next what I want to do is I want to make all these images, I want to give them a blue color scheme to match our website color scheme. You can see her laptop is pink. And if I come down here, another pink laptop. And this phone also has a pink and purple background. So we want to give that a blue color scheme. So we'll go into this image module. And this time we're going to go to Design. Click Filters. And we're going to change the filters. Filters allow us to change the image. We can change the hue, saturation, brightness, contrast, invert. We can add a sepia tone if we want, opacity. We can add a blur, and we can change the blend mode. All these different options here. But I'm just going to change the first four filters. So if I move this over, I'm going to change the hue here. I'll click and then I'll just drag to the right. And you can see as I drag, it changes colors. Pretty neat. So I'm going to change this to a blue color. That's a little too much. That looks good. And I'm going to change the saturation as well. I'm going to give a little bit more saturation. A little less. That looks good. I'm going to decrease the brightness. That looks good. And the contrast, I'm going to increase a little bit. There, that looks nice. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to extend these filter styles to all the images on this page. So we'll come up here to these three dots. We'll click Extend Filter Styles. And I want to extend this filter styles to all images throughout this page. So I'll click Extend. And now, if I click to Save Changes, it should make all the images blue like this one. And we'll see, we'll come down here. Yep, this laptop is blue now. And so is this phone background. That's how easy it is with Divi. It's awesome. I mean, look how fast that was. Just a couple clicks and all the images have a blue color scheme. All right, now I want to change all the buttons so that they're green and they all look the same so we can keep everything consistent. If I come over here to the home page, I want them to look the same as this green button here. All right, so I'll click off the home page and I'll go into this button module and we'll go to Design. And again, we're going to change the filters. Come over here, and if I click and drag the hue, see it changes color. So I'll make it green. It's a little too much. Dial it back a bit. That looks nice. Saturation, I'm also going to bring that up. I think I'll take it to the max, which is 200%. I want to decrease the brightness because that's a little too light green. I want to make it a little bit darker. That looks good. And I want to increase the contrast because it's kind of hard to see the white text here. So we'll drag this to the right. And as I do, you can see the text gets a little whiter. We change the contrast. That looks good. I like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to click these three dots, Extend Filter Styles, to all buttons throughout this page. Click Extend. Save the changes. Now, if I come down here and show you these other buttons, you'll see that they don't all look the same, even though I extended the filter styles. Okay? So what we have to do is we have to come back up here And in the main menu here, these three dots, we'll click here, and we're going to click Copy Module Styles. Okay. Then we'll come down here to the next button. And right here, we'll click these three dots, and we'll click Paste Module Styles. And now you can see the button looks exactly the same, except the text is different. But now we have to align it again because it went over to the left. So we'll come back in here to the gear icon, go to Design, click Alignment. And let me move this over so you can see. And we'll click Center Alignment. And you see it aligns to the center. Save the changes. Come down here. Click the three dots here. Paste Module Styles. That looks good. Click the three dots. Paste Module Styles. Come back in here. Design. Alignment. Center Alignment. Save the changes. And we'll come back up. That looks nice. All our buttons look consistent. They're green and they have these rounded sides, just like we want it. And I'm going to save the page. So far that's looking really good. There's just a few more changes I want to make. If I scroll down here, you can see in this section, it's kind of hard to read the text because it's dark text on a blue background. So I'm going to go into this text module. And if I highlight this text, you can see it's a heading 2. So we'll go to Design, Heading Text, H2, and we'll change the heading 2 text color to white. I'll close this, open the text menu, and we'll change the text color to white as well. Save the changes. I'm going to go into this text module, and if I highlight this text, you can see it's a heading 4. So we'll go to Design, Heading Text, H4. I'm going to change the font to Montserrat. Change the heading 4 text color to white. We'll close this, open the text menu, and change the text color to white as well. Save the changes. And now if I come up here to the module settings, click these three dots, click Copy Module Styles, come over here, click the three dots, and click Paste Module Styles. That looks much better. It's much easier to read. Now down here you can see these images in these blurb modules, they have purple in them. Purple doesn't really match our website color scheme. I'm going to change that purple to a blue color. So I'll come into the first blurb module, click Design, click Filters, and I'm going to change the hue and the saturation. So I'm going to just click and move this hue setting to the right. And get a nice blue color here. That looks good. Now I'm going to increase the saturation so it pops more. It's a little too much. There we go. That looks nice. Now what I want to do is I want to copy the filters styles to all these other images in this section. So we'll come up here, click the three dots, click Extend Filter Styles, and this time we're going to extend this filter styles to all blurbs throughout this section. So we'll click here, click Extend, and now save the changes. You can see they're all blue and green instead of purple. That looks much better. Now we have one more thing to do, and that is to add our footer. So we'll come down here and we'll click this blue circle, and this time we're going to add from library, and here's our footer right here. So we'll click here, and you can see it added our footer, and you can see for some reason the subscribe button is different, but if I come over here, now it changes to our footer and the subscribe button looks like it should. All right. So I'm going to come back up here. Everything looks good. You can see we have our blue background. It says Services. We changed our headings to Montserrat. We changed our images to blue, got rid of the purple. We changed the font white here so it's easier to see. And we changed the color of these blurb module images to blue and green instead of purple. Changed the background here to blue. And we added our footer. So I'd say our services page is done. I'm going to save the page. And now you can pat yourself on the back because guys, you just made a professional looking services page.